Commerce is a branch of economics, and the word commerce is generally used to include all functions involved in the buying and selling of goods. Commerce denotes not only buying and selling but other activities which help the process of exchange. In other words, it involves series of activities which are employed for the smooth flow of goods from producers to the ultimate consumers. Commerce may be said to have begun when exchange began, and it is in recent years that it has achieved its present importance and dimensions. In primitive economic society, man's wants were few and he depended on his own labor. He worked on his own field and produced what he wanted to consume. He was independent and self-sufficient. There was no problem of distribution of goods, as the places of production and consumption were one and the same. But with the growth of population and civilization, increase in human wants, the methods of production have changed very much. Nowadays, production is carried on a large scale with the help of machinery and by introducing the principle of division of labor. Goods are produced at one particular place and they are exchanged against money all over the world. Thus, there arose the problem of distribution of goods, as the centers of production and consumption have become different. The exchange of goods is not simple nowadays, and there are several hindrances of persons, place and time in the exchange of goods. Commerce includes all those activities which remove these hindrances. The first difficulty of persons in the exchange of goods is removed by a class of persons known as traders. They buy goods from producers and sell them to the consumers. Transport agents and insurance companies have helped to overcome the difficulty of place by transferring the goods from places of production to the places of consumption. The third difficulty of time is removed by warehouses which help to store the goods. The difficulty of finance is removed by banking companies. Thus, these difficulties in the exchange of goods are removed by traders, transport agencies, warehouses, insurance and banking companies respectively. So, commerce can be defined as the sum total of those processes which are engaged in the removal of hindrances of persons, place and time in the exchange of commodities. There are many reasons for the existence of commerce. Man feels wants which are to be satisfied with the goods produced from the natural resources, but the resources are limited and scarce. So, commerce helps in assembling the resources and distributing them among the different regions. Secondly, the distribution of natural wealth is different in different countries. So, there is a necessity for man to get things from other countries which cannot be produced in his own country. Thirdly, man's wants are unlimited. They are complex, complementary, and competitive. The complexity of wants gives rise to the need for different commodities. This is the reason for extensive exchange of goods between people of different countries and nations. Fourthly, the uneven distribution of natural wealth in different countries and the differences in human wants gives rise to the division of labor. Today, in every occupation, trade and industry, there is division of labor and great specialization. Goods are produced and exchanged on a very large scale. The present stage of commerce was not achieved in one day. Like other things, commerce also passed through various stages of development. In the next stage, there was an extension of the family. There were many needs and wants in the family. Exchange in the nature of barter took place between different districts. Then there were no good facilities for transport and communications. In the third stage, trade with strangers developed. Progressive people were brought into contact with people of lower civilization. New commodities came into the market. Direct exchange between the buyer and the seller through the trader took place. There was a considerable growth of commercial enterprise. In the fourth stage, production for some definite local market took place. This economy was known as town economy. Division of labor was introduced in every enterprise. Many intermediaries came in between the producer and consumer. The economic system was called mercantilism. In the fifth stage, there was an evolution of world market. Goods were exchanged from the producers to the consumers through the collecting trader and wholesale dealers. In the final stage, which we now have, there are very many middlemen and intermediaries in the channel of exchange and distribution. The commercial system has become more complex and complicated.